Welcome to some One Piece action. If you're new to the channel, please give us a subscribe. And if you're a returning viewer and have not subscribed yet, please give us a subscribe. It definitely helps the channel grow. Alright. I've been hoping to reinvent Zoro, so I came up with a little idea. Essentially, with all these new cards, they help fish for events, and then you got that Luffy with the double summon. It's like, okay, cool. Double summon potential can lead to search potential, which adds more cards. It was like this build is a build of ratio. That's ideally what this build is. So what that means is we're hoping that we can always pluck a card and add cards to our hand, essentially. And the events that we choose to use are going to be events that, oh wow, we juiced this buggy. That's disgusting. So the events that we choose to use are going to be events that can help us handle the board. So essentially, oh wow, that happened. Essentially, whether it's power reduction, power pumping, or just KO in general, that's like the overall idea. Because a healthy amount of the cards are 3k power. So any event that's going to allow us to manipulate the power between, these characters is ideally going to allow these characters to swing. So that's the ideology here. But sadly, we bottom decked a lot of our characters, so our hand is full of events. But we have Honesty Impact, which can help us clean up the board if we want to. Okay, I'm about to say, I don't think you're going to gain much benefit off of that. Yeah, that's a lot of pressure on Luffy. But do you not have counter power? Because in my humble opinion, that should have just been a block. Should have been a block and then counter out. Maybe they don't have a 2K. But look, Zoro still doing Zoro things. We just pumped and swung for ridiculous amounts, and now they have no life so early in the game. Well, maybe not that early. They have that 10 Dawn state. But they are in jeopardy of losing. Sadly, we do not have any counter power. We lost that. We lost our Luffy for nothing. Just a 1k counter would have been great. Alright, so now we got 2 Diablo Jambe's in our hand. And we got a lot of life cards. We are now taxing the giggly out of this Luffy. Good stuff. Just like that. A chunk of cards out of their hand. And then we got another Diablo Jambe. That's hilarious. So, does the leader ability still go through? Yeah, it does. Okay. So, they choose to develop. That's a card out their hand. So we see how they're going to develop. Hey, mind you, we technically have a play where we can pop one of their blockers and so oh, that's smart. Got you. That was smart. Right. I was gonna say pop a blocker and what do you call it? You use Luffy double summon, pump. We had 2 Makinos. It could have been pump. Honesty Impact, bow, start swinging. Maybe that would have been a dookie play. But anyway, swing for 14 again. They probably wasn't expecting this. Most people don't expect this. But the fun part is, if we didn't go with this all-in Diablo Jambe dumping, we definitely could have just removed their cards. We had the hand for it, so it wasn't something we needed to be afraid of. We just chose to just, you know, all in swing, all in swing. That's what ended up happening. Oh, okay. I was like, I thought we was gonna whiff, but we didn't whiff. We can get the that one. Yeah. I said, so let me elaborate. I thought we was gonna play buggy and whiff, but then I saw the event last card. So yeah, we're establishing board. We got an event. We have the pump. So essentially, we could still make buggy threatening. Yeah, things can happen. Things can happen. Like we got the. Is this Magra, right? That guy. Take. And that's another thing. Classic. Oh, we got the Luffy. Oh, but we don't have another event. I mean, we low-key don't need. Oh, we got it anyway. Okay, it's all good. Now Luffy, if Luffy chooses to double summon, we could actually double summon the Sanji because it's 3k power, and then you already know it swings for 6. And of course, with a Don on Zoro swinging for 7 with no investment on it. Goodness gracious. Wow, next turn is going to be a problem. Because ideally, we're going to have 1, 2, 3 character, three attacks plus leader, so 4 attacks next turn. They're going to have to establish something. Or try to remove our board. It's gonna hurt next turn. Yup, it's going to hurt next. There it goes. Damn, just like that. But look at their hand. Their hand is a little bit. So we just essentially got to reestablish board. And it's going to be a problem for them. Arf, juiced the Nami. Why did you defend that? Oh, max value. Got you. I get it. Get the max value out the 2k. Well, we're definitely getting a Luffy. Yeah, look at our board state. This is immensely scary. This is immensely scary because it's like, respectfully, Zoro gonna do what Zoro do, right? Pump everybody and everybody's just gonna swing. Whack. It's ridiculous. Mind you, we got the Makino to pump the Nami or the Magra. And then that's the fun thing about Boa. Boa can find our Luffys or events, and then so we could swing with Boa and then chuck Boa to pump. Like it's gorgeous. This is just what you call it? This is Zoro PEDs. This is a Zoro PED deck. Yep, that's what you call it. Zoro the gym teacher. Zoro the connect. Just pumping this board. We got trends. I wonder if YouTube is going to do something to my video for saying like trend or whatever PEDs. I only know that one, right? Anabolics. I'm making it worse, right? Just throwing all these things out there. But anyway, that's the Zoro deck. That's what you gotta imagine. See, everybody's just juiced up. Unfair competition. Wait, that Luffy's ability to pump is on. It can't just be the turn it's summoned, right? As long as you flash in 2 events, or am I wrong? Well, if you can't take care of our board, we won next turn. Good stuff. Oh, it doesn't matter. We got Diablo Jampe. What do you mean? What do you mean? Of course we won next turn. That's the annoying thing about facing these Zoro decks, is that you essentially have to go for their board, but then when you go for their board, they usually get to rebuild it because it's a bunch of low drops. Why did we split it? You really just want to play it again? Is that what it is? I think that's what it is. Well, they couldn't defend it though. But yeah, I think that's what that was. We was going to just play Diablo Jambe again and swing with leader. These matches are going by kind of quick. I love that new Sanji that looks like Nami. That literally for one Dawn, swinging for 7 characters, a cost of 3, could get double summoned with the new Luffy. And then of course, when attacked and KO, well, not even when just KO'd, you draw a card. Lots of value. Well, we went with the Dawn. I thought it was going to develop the Sanji. And then we would have drew into another one. And that pretty much would have been great. Just Sanji's over and over again. Ah, damn, we whiffed. That's creepy. We play a healthy amount of events, so to see like 10 out of 10 cards, there was like no events. Unless I'm forgetting, like I didn't notice an event in the first 5. But I don't know. I didn't see an event in the first 5. I know that's such a relief to an opponent when somebody whiffs on their search. They're like, yes. Mind you, One Piece is forever a game of resources, so the less cards in your hand, the better. The closer to game. That we're just getting all characters. We're gonna juice the board. Yeah, that's smart. All right. So now you can, I guess, go about poking. I wonder why we developed that. Was it an accident? Did we mean to put a Makino on the board? Okay. Oh, we got a devil number. 3 6s just swung at their lead. Almost poetic. Because it's like Blackbeard is 3 people. Just a bunch of demonicness happening right now. Yeah. I'm happy this Zoro deck. This is going to be a ratio deck, just to throw that out there to everybody. So if anybody wants the deck list, just flavor the ratio to your liking. I don't think there's any wrong ratios. It's just what if you feel confident. If you feel confident, then yeah, I think I say a quarter of the deck, depending on any deck. If you want to be able to hit more than you whiff, then a quarter. I'm talking about, it's just like a rule of thumb, and then from there you can adjust what you're comfortable with. So that's my rule of thumb. It's just a quarter. So we want to pull about a couple of cards in there. We get like 10 to 15. You probably should have just used the Otama to swing at their searcher. That would have been more value for us too. Because even if they would have been like, hey, I can counter out, we would have just swung at it again. So their board is butt naked. They're at 2 life. We got 3 characters on the board. Otama's not necessarily a threat, to be honest, unless he plays another searcher then. We got 4 life. It's not looking good for the Blackbeard. I mean, ideally, he could stop us from using search effects, but if we really saw that one event, like, that's crazy. We look at the Luffy game. we look at the Luffy game and we had a handful of events. Now we're looking at this Blackbeard game and we can't find events. That's weird. But hey, I guess it's showing you low-key like a little bit of versatility here. How the deck is able to operate if it's whiffing all day. Well, not whiffing all day. It's not whiffing all day. But you get my point. If it's seeing one side too many. Wait, who got the pump? Okay. I thought he had misclicked for a second. This board is nuts. All a bunch of weenies, but he needs to respect. Our opponent needs to respect this entire board and needs to feel threatened by this entire board. It's hilarious. Just a bunch of weenies. Like, what the hell? You can't leave the Makino because the Makino gives that 3k pump. That's dangerous. Oh! Might as well make them all blockers. Get the attack. Probably use the ability. There it goes. Does Kuzan bring it out rested or active? It brings it out active. Yeah, there it goes. That was smart. That was a good play. I respect that play. Yup. And there you go. 3 characters off our board just like that. Okay, essentially we can kind of reestablish the board, make it look threatening again. Now, the effect is in play, so we're not getting any of the on-play effects, but respectfully, we don't have to. Because our Sanji is going to be threatening next turn. And maybe we should swing with the Nami just to put some bait out there. Okay, we're going to keep the Nami active. I was thinking maybe the swing... Oh, I see. I see why we did that. Because if they're going to block, at least kind of force their hand a little bit. It's like either you lose the character or you lose cards. They chose to lose cards. That's hilarious. They really checked the 10 drop. Strongest blocker in the game. Yep, tech life. Which isn't really helping you. Which is hilarious. Blocker, yeah, because you can't quite afford to start swinging. That's weird. We play a lot of events, but I would swing until that last life is gone, and then I'll play the Luffy. Because 1, you don't know what if that might be like a weird trigger, and then 2, you know, they're calculating it how they're calculating it is what I'm saying. So showing your trump card is probably not a good move right now. So if they're like, yeah, I'd rather just take this one, then you know, Luffy game. That's it. If they're like block, and all that stuff, then it's like, okay. Okay, that's what they do. Yeah, we essentially, oh, it's only the hit's turn? That sucks. For him, that is, of course. They lose another one, so they got one more blocker. Attack with lead. They really did that? Yeah, they definitely can't survive. If it's a card if it's a card they're not playing, no trigger or whatever. Why are we doing that? Why are we swinging with Otama? Well, a GG.